All right, boys, welcome back to Talking Tridents, a Mariners podcast. We are filming Sunday right after the Marlins series win. Was 6 straight wins for the Mariners? 6 straight
Six.
series wins as
Six
of
in a
right
row.
now. The offense, maybe the best offense in baseball right now. Who would have thought? Crazy time. Man, we have some good things to cover and some bad things to cover.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna jump into breaking down our thoughts at this point in the season. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's really good to see. I mean, 6 series wins that's an incredible run. I think in that time they're 13-5 now, which is second best behind the Mets. I think the Mets are playing right now, so if they lose, I think we actually will have the best record in baseball in that span. The
yeah,
boys are swinging it; they're making it happen. It's been a lot of fun to watch, even with the some of the negative things that have happened that are uncontrollable, but. It's
yeah,
been really good to see, and I mean, ever since that Giants series, we were really down, and it's just been up since then.
yep. Who would have thought our team would be carried more by our offense this year than our pitching?
If you were to
Man,
go back to like the end of last season and be like, yeah, next year I think our offense is going to hit stride, and our pitching's actually going to struggle. I would have put hundreds, thousands of dollars on that at the EQC just to make it happen. See what that parlay would have been like, but man, it would have. It's just
well,
it's un. I can't believe it. I'm
I don't
so in
know. It's
shock.
unbelievable. It's like every game that I'm watching, we're just hitting, we're scoring
Hmm.
runs. I'm like, oh, we're not. We scored 16 runs yesterday, and then we scored seven today. Like after
Was it 16? I thought it
yesterday's,
was 14, but still.
oh, was it 14?
Yeah, I think it was 14,
Oh, it
but
was
still, I
14.
mean,
My bad.
either
Okay.
way, over a
Well,
dozen runs, you're doing something right.
we scored 14 runs yesterday, and I'm like, hyped. Great. Well, today we're not going to score seven, and we scored seven. So it's
You
like
scored seven.
every day we're hitting, and after the off season that we had and the players that we signed, like you said, we never would have thought this was going to be happening. And that Solano, our biggest off-season signing, was our worst hitter.
We'll get to him later. Don't worry, we'll get to him. Um,
Oh,
but yeah, it's just been really good to see. I mean, the offense is
hmm,
hitting. I think right now the Mariners are like in the top five in home runs or something like that in the league. I was gonna try to
yeah, I
pull
think
it up.
so. Last I saw, which was a few days ago, I think we were like 13th or something, and I think we're higher now. Or
But
maybe,
I mean,
yeah,
they're not also just scoring from home runs. We're seeing a lot of doubles. We're seeing a lot of walks. Leo Rivas has been an on base machine ever since he's been called up, and I don't
yeah,
see him as a staple in this lineup. But as a bench player, you can't really
right,
get much better than that. Someone who could play good defense, run
right.
and get on base. It's really good to see. Mariners are currently third on all of baseball in home runs right now with 42. Only the
Wow,
Yankees and
that's
the
awesome.
Dodgers are ahead of them.
That's crazy. Well,
If you look at the
Cal's
batting
number
average, we're
most.
still on the lower end, but
Yeah, our batting averages are all low, but it's just guys are finding ways to get on base. We're not the most, we don't always hit great with runners in scoring position, but we seem to get hits when it matters or get on base when it matters. And yeah,
it really
Cal's,
has been. It really has been like a something we haven't seen in a while. Where they're hitting it out of the ballpark often. I mean, we've seen
yeah.
our team has been a lot of three out. Wow, I can't talk. Our team has had the three. What am I trying to say right now, bro?
The three, well, three what?
Our team has been the three, not three way. Oh my god, I'm just stroking out. I'm just not even gonna say it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's been really good to see. Our team has either been hitting a home run, walking, or striking out. And when you're doing that, it's not ideal, but it's just working right now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Cal's most home runs in the league right now. So
He's tied with Eugenio Suarez. Shout out him for
yeah,
having a four
after
home run game yesterday.
that's crazy. That's I like how what last week or the week before we covered. If we still had him.
Man,
So
and I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm so happy with Ben Williamson, and we're gonna get into that here in a minute. But Suarez still would have been a massive upgrade than what we had last year. Um,
yeah,
but so yeah, four home run
for
game.
sure.
That's happened less in the major league history than a perfect game. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
pretty
crazy.
impressive. It's a big
Yeah.
feat. So
Well, yeah, I just want to say the offense, kind of like we mentioned already, but I just love how there's so many random guys getting involved
mhm.
and getting on base and guys that we didn't expect. I know it's it's still early in the season, so who knows if they're going to stay consistent like this. But Dylan Moore, Jorge Polanco's like our best hitter right now. Mastroboni is who? Like, I
Yeah.
hated when we signed him. Like, he's good. Like you said, Leo Rivas is actually good. Ben Williamson has been great since being called up. Who
He's hitting
I
over
didn't expect.
300.
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
Mm-mm.
Like, we knew what he was bringing with the glove, but he's hit really well. Yeah, it's just everyone's getting involved, and random guys are getting on base and being productive in this lineup. So it's kind of crazy to see. Usually with the Mariners, it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, and
yeah,
especially because I mean we've seen this the last 2-3 seasons now with Julio, but he just doesn't find his bat until like May or even
yeah,
sometimes June, right? And so the fact that we are still winning these games, that we are first in the division at this point in the
yeah,
season, without Julio and Rosarena really doing what they need to do is fantastic. I mean that's
right,
right there. I mean I'm ecstatic.
yeah. And then imagine just when Julio gets hot. I mean,
Hmm.
it's gonna be crazy because okay, he had a home run yesterday, and he had I think a two RBI single today. It's like he's getting maybe one hit a game if that. So it's
I
like he's
will
not really
say
contributing at all. So
that single he had today was a really good at bat. I mean, I don't think he
yeah,
saw too many pitches, but he took a pitch out like low and outside and didn't try to do much with it. All he needed to do was
yeah,
punch through that side, and guess what? Got two
yep,
runs on the board from it. Julio, great at bat. Keep that up. If he keeps doing that, they're going to stop throwing it down there. And guess what? That opens the whole inner half of the plate for him. So I
yeah.
really hope that he hits his stride. That was one of my questions though for you. When do you think Julio's really going to turn into the guy that we need him to be?
When I think it's gonna, well, the thing that's frustrating about Julio so far this year, his at bats looked a little better today, like you said, but he's just swinging at everything, and he's striking out a lot. And I like being aggressive, but it's just frustrating to see him swinging at everything.
That
Um,
low and outside slider has gotten
yeah,
him for so many strikeouts. At
yeah,
some point he's just got to be like, you know what? If it's down and away, I'm just not
just
swinging at it.
don't
If
swing.
it's
Yeah,
coming in and it even looks like it's going to be remotely near the outer half of the plate, just don't even
don't
swing at
swing.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, something's got to change there, and yeah, I hate seeing him strike out like this much because he needs to be putting the ball in play more. I know he hits for like average, but also he's a power hitter kind of, so it's he's gonna strike out, but I don't know, he needs to not strike out that much because he should be getting on base a lot more, so at least
I
putting the
agree.
ball in play more. Like he's a good contact hitter, so
I have a
um,
question. At what point do we remove him from the leadoff spot in the lineup? I think there's someone else in the lineup that's much more deserving, but at what point does Dan Wilson make that move?
I thought you were gonna say remove him from the lineup
Oh,
altogether.
not completely. No, no.
Yeah, I don't obviously the way he's hitting right now, I don't like him in the leadoff spot. But I don't like him in the leadoff spot in general anyway. I mean, I like him two or three, honestly. So
Yeah.
who do you think is a better fit to lead off right
Well,
now?
we saw the lineup today that I think was really good, other than swapping these two things, and that it comes back to who's going to hit leadoff. It went Rodriguez, Polo, Raleigh, Rosarena, and then Rayleigh. And
Yeah,
then after that was J.P. Crawford. J.P. Crawford
yeah,
has a history of leading off in the past. We saw him do that, when like before the Julio era, he led off all the time.
yeah. He
His
was our
on
leadoff
base
hitter until we
percentage,
moved him to the ninth hole. So
yeah, and
yeah,
his on base percentage. Let's take a look. What is it exactly this year? But I think we're at the point where Julio just needs to have some less stressful at bats, and starting a game is a lot, especially leading off when
yeah,
you have big guys behind you is a lot. So if we can move him
yeah,
down to where JP's hitting like the 5 or 6 hole even, it's just going to get him some really interesting at bats. JP has an on base percentage right now of 412. That's insane.
hmm yeah.
Julio, on the other hand, let's see what he's got. I know it's not nowhere near as good as that.
No,
His
I
on
mean
base
his batting
percentage
average is
right
in
now
like
is
190.
his on base percentage is 308. So if we move JP up, 10% of the time our leadoff hitter is going to get on base more often. I mean, in my mind, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. So you think moving Julio down to like the fifth hole, or like
I
5 or
mean,
6.
you could throw him at 2, 3, 4, 5. It just moves everyone else down. I mean, that's fine. A Rosarena probably shouldn't be bad in cleanup anyway. So if it was something like
No,
Crawford and then
he's just been clutch.
Polo, then Cal and then Julio and then a Rosarena, I wouldn't be mad at that even. Or even moving
Yeah,
Polo down to the 4 hole and putting just Julio back in the 2 hole. I mean, that could work too. And I
yeah,
think now talking about it out loud, I think that's the best option. Um, so
yeah.
I'd say JP,
I
Julio, Cal, Polo, and then a Rosarena. I think that should be what the lineup is moving forward until Julio figures it out.
Yeah, I like that. I like moving JP back to lead off. I like Ben Williamson in the 9. Honestly,
Yeah, why not,
kind
right?
of. I mean, he's played a lot better than we thought. So I know they say that second leadoff type spot is 9. So
Well,
I
and
don't
for
mind
a
him
young
there. And
player
then
too, I mean, being in the 9 hole is just not intimidating. I mean, being down there is kind of like, yeah, you
exactly
know what? If I get on, great.
low
If not, the
expectations.
best hitters in our lineup are coming up next. So
Exactly. So I like that, and then I like having whoever's playing that day. Okay, but well, here's actually what about Dylan Moore? Dylan Moore's been hot.
yeah,
Dude's
no,
not gonna. I
I think
Here's what I think. Here's what I think. JP leadoff, Dylan Moore second, Polanco third, Rayleigh or Cal Raleigh four, uh, Julio five, Rosarena
that would be.
six, and then probably Luke Rayleigh seven.
Mhm.
8 would be
Whoever's
like
playing second.
Telez,
Well, I guess if Dylan Moore
Telez or
makes that second
Solano,
base, yeah,
whoever's at first, and then 9 Williamson.
yeah. I
That's actually
mean,
not a bad lineup at all.
I mean that I think that lengthens out the lineup too, because I mean Dylan Moore and JP have been swinging the bat, so you got to get them
Yeah,
ahead of people who can bring them in.
right.
And then also so we haven't seen much production from Solano and Telez, so why are they batting 6 and 7? They should be lower. So,
Yeah,
and I do like Williamson in the 9 hole. I just think for a young guy, I mean if you put him down there, just set really low expectations, and then he just exceeds all expectations, great. But
yeah,
if not, then he can just chill down in the 9 hole, play some great defense, and hit 220. So
yeah.
he's
Hopefully
hitting
not that
obviously
low. But
way above 220 right now. But and I'm just saying,
yeah,
like if he were to regress in some way, shape, or form in the 9 hole,
realistically,
I mean that's
yeah,
still even decent production from your 9 hole hitter. I mean he's getting on 300 and 330 or like a 33% of the time. So
right, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, the offense has been great. Let's talk about the pitching a little bit. We saw Gilbert go down the other day with a forearm strain, which is unfortunate because he was perfect through 3. So,
yeah.
uh, what did you
It's
see
tough.
there, and what do you think is going to happen moving forward with that?
Well, it sucks to see Logan Gilbert go down when we already have Kirby down as well. That's tough. I mean, it sounds like it's better news than worse, so he hopefully won't be out for too long. But um, I mean that's yeah rough. But I guess on the brighter side, Logan Evans made his debut today, and he pitched well.
Yeah,
He pitched well, five
what's the stat
innings,
line? Yeah, 5 innings,
uh,
2 hits,
two
2
runs.
runs. I'll
Yeah,
take it.
yeah. So, and Hancock looked great his last outing, and I think even the outing
Plus
before
2, I'd
that.
say. Yeah,
Yeah. So, if in the meantime, right now, I would keep Hancock until Kirby comes back. We saw him throw, I think, rehab at T-Mobile Park
yeah. He
a
he
few
was
days
finally
ago.
with the team back in the clubhouse. I read that he was down in Arizona the whole time just rehabbing, but he's finally with the team. He threw his first bullpen, and they're going to start looking at what's next steps for him, which most likely will be a stint at the Rainiers. So
Yeah. So that's good. Hopefully soon we'll get him back. But I say keep Hancock for right now. Hancock and Evans, or give Logan Evans another start. If he does great, good. Keep him going. If he struggles, then go from there. But once Kirby, I'm assuming Kirby will be back before Gilbert at this point. If Kirby comes back, then keep Hancock, send Logan Evans back down, um, and then yeah, once Gilbert's back, then Hancock probably back down. But yeah, I would just roll with that. See those two, and hopefully they continue to be consistent or decent at least. So
well, I knew one of the off-season worries I had this last off-season was we have 5 guys that are just an amazing rotation, right?
yeah,
But after that, the names aren't really there, and Hancock and Evans have
yeah,
really proved me wrong. I mean, they've really stepped up. They've made it happen when it's needed. I mean, of course, Hancock had that one horrible start, but I mean, everyone has a day every once in a while,
What's funny? Yeah, actually, go ahead. I'll say it after.
Yeah, But if Logan Evans and Hancock keep pitching the way they both can, and Logan Evans, I know, only had one start so far, but by the time Kirby comes back, it might be an interesting conversation, like who stays up.
Yeah.
Hancock is a fastball heavy guy that can get hit hard a lot of the time. Logan Evans, he has a lot of pitches. He has 6 total pitches. And we saw all of them used today. He was very, very thorough in picking his pitches every at bat. He was not just throwing fastball, slider, fastball, slider.
Yeah.
So it could be a conversation of if Evans could even win that 5th spot in the time when Gilbert or Kirby comes back. So
yeah, that's true actually, because the only reason I say Hancock keep him over Evans is just because he has more experience, right? But if we see Hancock, he's a contact pitcher, so if we see him get hit hard again like he did in his first start this year, and Evans hasn't had a start that's even close to that bad, then it's a conversation that Evans may be the guy and Hancock may be back down.
Well, even with Hancock, he's pitched now in parts of 3 seasons, so there's more of a scouting report on him.
Right.
Keeping Evans around for a little longer, hitters are still going to have to figure him out, especially when he's throwing 6 different pitches. So, it's going to be interesting moving forward, but the Mariners have more options than we thought, which is really good to see.
Yeah. We don't have a lot of, I guess you could say, veteran depth at pitching. We have some young, prospects and young guys who aren't proven yet, but are highly, have a lot of potential. So it's tough. But what's funny is, at the beginning of the season, we were saying, we need to trade Hancock or trade some of our pitching for a bat. If we did that now,
could you imagine?
We would be screwed with
Gilbert.
and
would have 5 starts by this point, or Jonathan Diaz would have 5 losses by this point, something like that. It would have been it would have been rough. So good on the Mariners for keeping this pitching core tight, because we've seen it. You got to have at least 7 guys that can go out there and throw in a full season. Last year was a complete anomaly.
Yeah, so we're already off. To a start that's not the same as last year. So yeah, it's good. So
when I was watching the game today, I saw a stat that really pissed me off, frankly, and it's not something that we saw last year a lot. So bear with me while my anger is being processed. We know the offense has been amazing this year. We know the pitching has struggled. Our bullpen has thrown the 3rd most innings this year out of all 30 teams.
Really? Wow.
30
I didn't
most
know that,
innings.
actually.
That is, in my opinion, unacceptable. With the starting pitching that we have, I understand that Kirby's down, Gilbert has been down, Bryce Miller has yet to find his stride, Castillo had a few rough starts, Bryce Wu's been our most consistent guy outside of Gilbert. But the bullpen just we can't manage that for a whole season.
No. You've seen how many moves we've had to make already with the bullpen. Well, obviously the starters too, but bullpen guys coming up, because we have to get guys who haven't thrown.
Arms are fresh, In just about every series, we've seen 2 pitchers up and down. Literally every 3-4 days, we're seeing 2 up and down.
Yeah. I agree. That's rough. We can't keep that for the length of a season. Our guys will be dead.
I'm going to pull up some bullpen guys' stats really quick, because I have a question for you, and I think I know my answer, but I want to know yours.
Okay.
So we have a bullpen that, we have a lot of guys that can pitch really well. Munoz is the best closer in the league right now. He now has 10 saves, has not given up a single run, and I think he has almost 20 strikeouts over 12 innings, something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
We've seen Gabe Spire have a real big bounce back, gave up his first run earlier this series. Okay. It just went away from Mariners. 1 second.
Well, we've also seen some guys that we thought were going to be a good piece of our bullpen. Not. Saucedo.
He was just sent down again, so.
Yeah, and what's his name? Gregory Santos.
Trent Thornton,
Trent
Bizardo. And I didn't have big expectations for Bizardo going in, but believe it or not, he's thrown the most innings out of our bullpen.
Yeah, because we need someone that can go longer, or we don't want to waste, a guy that we know is going to be more consistent or better, so they use him,
So here's some names that we've used this year that let me count up how many relievers we've used this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
God.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've had
Wow.
11 bullpen arms, excluding Munoz, so 12.
Okay.
Obviously, it's early in the season. Things are moving on, but I mean, what do we do to solidify that bullpen? I know that Troy Taylor was just brought back up, which he needs to be on the major league roster. He might have had a bad outing against the Reds last week, but and Brash is very close back. But what do we do to make this right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Matt Brash needs to come back and be healthy. I think that'll be big as long as he can give us what we've seen in the past. I think him and Munoz will be crazy on the back end of the bullpen. But in terms of the rest of the guys, I mean, you have to find someone that's consistent. I don't know. What are you thinking? I
So,
mean,
as of right now, I'm just done with Thornton. I mean, he's this
yeah,
veteran guy who's supposed to go out there, but he's thrown 11 innings and has given up 10 runs. It's unacceptable.
you
He's
can't have
out of
that. Yeah,
options. He's being
good.
paid major league money. I think at this
Yeah,
point you have to DFA him.
yeah,
The realistic possibility of him being picked up by another team, I think, is slim at this point. He's shown that he can't pitch right now. Maybe you DFA him. He gets optioned to Tacoma. He gets a few throws down there, and things work out. But if not, I mean, he could be one of those guys that we see gone with the midseason trade this year. Maybe a team's
yeah,
willing to take a shot on him for nothing, and like a team like the Reds, who are in it but not really.
yeah.
Team like the Tigers, whose bullpen's
Well,
weaker, but they need somebody who has a good experience. You never know. So,
yeah. Well, that's why I think if you do DFA him, I think a team will pick him up actually almost immediately. I mean, he has a decent track record. He's a vet. He's been in the league a while, and he's like mid 30s now, I think, or close around there. And yeah, he struggles this year, but I think if you do DFA him, I think you have to be okay with. I think he will get picked up by someone
yeah.
else. So I
Well,
think there's a lot of teams that can use him and that are willing to take the chance or need like a depth piece or a guy that can eat up innings, with experience. So
I think where I'm currently at. I mean, the Mariners are in first place. I don't want a
right,
situation like last year where we were leading for almost a quarter of the year, and then we just completely fell apart. These games matter.
right,
Trent Thornton almost lost a game for us today, and he has lost
yeah,
games for us in the past. I mean,
yeah,
I think we give him maybe one more series, and if he does not become if he does not have the consistency back, he's gone. Um,
yeah,
so if anyone that's not named Munoz, Spire, and Vargas right now in the bullpen, I'd say is up for grabs. I mean, any of those guys could be sent down at any moment in time. But
yeah,
I think a bullpen of 8 guys needs to have at least 5 guys that are solidified out there, and that's just not what we have right now.
yeah. I agree with that. I would be okay with Thornton, you know, being DFA'd and being okay with the fact that he may get grabbed by someone else.
Mhm.
Just because, yeah, we need a better bullpen. Like you said, I love what you said. We can't lose these games. One game matters. I mean, and to have a reliever that's given up that many runs and that many innings, I mean, what do you expect when you put him out there now? He's
Yeah,
just going to give up runs. So you
we
can't put
talked.
him out there win a close game and expect him to hold the lead. I mean, so
I
yeah,
mean, he went in today. We were up by 4 and gave up 3 runs. I mean, well, at what
yeah,
point do you put him in only when we're winning by 14 like yesterday? He should have just, I guess, thrown the last 3 innings last night then.
yeah, just to get work and save other guys.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I at this
That's what
point
I
too.
do on that. That's what I do on MLB The Show. Is like if I'm winning by a lot, I'll put in my worst overall reliever, let him go, and then so I save everyone else.
He's at like 85 pitches. It's like the bottom
Yeah,
of the 8th. He's like, you can go in for the 9th, man. You can go in.
but everyone else is fresh for the next game if it's close. So,
We talked
but
about it earlier, but I mean, Logan Evans has thrown out of the bullpen before. Uh,
okay,
Gilbert's not going to be out long. I think they said that they're going to reevaluate it in a week or 2 here and see how he's doing. It's
right,
just a grade 1, so I'm not expecting anything bad. Kirby's working
yeah,
his way back. Is there a world where Logan Evans can even make the bullpen?
yeah. I was gonna bring this up too when we were talking about the rotation. When these guys, when Kirby and Hancock or Kirby and Gilbert come back, I think so. I mean, Evans. What about Hancock in the bullpen?
Well, so my
Ideally,
thing
it's
is,
not great, but What other
If you look at Evans' history in the minor league system, when he was on the Double A Travelers, he did at one point start doing bullpen work when the Mariners were in need of bullpen help last year in midseason.
Yeah.
They realized that they were able to work it out. They got some guys back. I think that's when they made a few trades, got some people.
Mhm.
But then Evans, they started working him longer again. So Evans has
Yeah.
experience out of the bullpen. I don't think Hancock's ever been a reliever. I think he's been a starter his whole professional career.
I think he has too, but I'm just saying. I mean, what if we need them to are better in the bullpen than anyone we have, and they're not going to
Yeah.
get a starting spot over anyone that we have when everyone's healthy, So it's
I
like,
think
what
with
if you had even Evans as like what a long reliever?
I would say, with his repertoire of pitches, he could be a leverage guy. His fastball is not overwhelming, but he can keep him off balance enough where, he could be the guy that goes in the seventh before Brash goes in.
Yeah,
And with Hancock, I mean, we've had so much uncertainty with health this year. Luis Castillo hasn't been his sharpest. Gilbert going down, Kirby going down. Who knows who else is going to hit the aisle eventually? But
yeah,
you got to have one guy that's your
He's
sixth
not
man. I
ready.
think Hancock wins that battle just because he's been a starter his whole life, or
Yeah,
his whole professional career, I should say.
yeah. I agree with that, and I like that because you're right. You do have to have a sixth man, and you have to have him ready just in case.
Yeah,
You never know what's going to
and
happen. So
obviously
if
we
he's been
we have
working in the bullpen for like a few months, and then all of a sudden you need him to start, it's like you can't really.
you can't really do that now. I
Yeah,
mean, this year, again, the way they're playing now, if this can continue for even the next few months, we're going to be talking about playoffs like pretty seriously, right? Obviously, there's a
yeah.
lot of time left going on, but there might be
I
a
love the
point where
option.
Logan Evans has been pitching so well that he cannot be sent down, and if the only way to keep him is to put him in a bullpen role for like 2 innings here and there, but in high leverage innings, why not?
Yeah. No, I
We've
don't
seen a
hate
lot
that
of
at
teams
all.
do that.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, definitely for like a playoff run, like you said, but even say in the next month or so,
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. I mean, if
Kirby and Gilbert come up, and then we're like, hey, you know what? Our bullpen's not been great. Let's see what Hancock can do out of the bullpen. Let's see what Evans can do out of the bullpen. Obviously, they need to be ready to go, like you said, on a longer basis. But even in
yeah,
that regard, let's say one of our guys, again, God forbid, goes down, then we have Castillo 2.0 and Jonathan Diaz as maybe a spot
yeah,
start to get those other guys ramped back up. I mean, there's a lot of ways it can be done, and it's never ideal. But then again,
right,
that's baseball.
yeah. I wouldn't even mind putting like the fake Luis Castillo or Diaz maybe try in the bullpen too.
Yeah,
If
I don't like Diaz at all. I think Diaz should be cut immediately from the team. No ties to the Mariners whatsoever. I don't like that
I
guy.
mean, I don't blame you, but
He just hasn't. I don't know. Anyway, I've seen a lot of Rainiers games with him in the past years, and it's just never been ideal. Um,
yeah.
but I
Well,
mean,
I don't like him as a starter at all. Like
yeah.
on the
But
Mariners, no.
like you said, even fake Castillo, why not give him a shot out of the bullpen? I mean,
Yeah, he seems more like a reliever type, to be honest, than a starter. And in my
yeah.
opinion, like
If
he
you
look,
look at his stuff, I mean, not
yeah,
overpowering. He can come in late in the game, kind of confuse some hitters. Like, what was that? Like an 82-mile-an-hour fastball? Like, okay, let's try it again. But
yeah.
um,
So I wouldn't mind
yeah,
him as like a setup guy. Well, like a
maybe
just a
not
leverage,
setup, but
not
yeah, he'd
setup,
be.
but like a leverage or like a long reliever. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I think the Mariners definitely need to take a look at their bullpen. It's just unacceptable to have your
I
guys
agree.
throwing the third most innings, and I know a lot of that comes from the short game where Hancock was pulled in the first inning, when Gilbert was pulled in third for injury. I mean, there's been a lot of those circumstances this year,
Yeah,
but we got
but
to find a
still,
way to just make it better. And there's been some guys out there that have been really surprising. We've seen Snyder kind of pull it back in. Spire and Vargas have been solid this year.
yeah,
But we just got to make sure that we have 8 guys out there that we feel confident in rather than just 3. So.
yeah. I agree with that. I mean, today again, 7 runs and it was almost a loss.
Yeah.
We had to go to Munoz to close
Mhm.
close the game because
And
we
I
couldn't
saw
give
that
up
they were
one
even
run.
warming up Munoz like in the beginning of the 8th. Like once Trent Thornton gave up that home run, they were like, "There's one out," and I'm like,
Yeah,
they can't bring Munoz in for a 5-out thing. That's just
two
I
innings.
don't. That's one thing that I really appreciate about Dan Wilson. I think we covered that recently, but he doesn't give Munoz those 4 and 5-out saves anymore because we got to keep him for that. He's our closer now. No
Yeah,
one else is going to be in that role. He is our closer, so keep him in that
yeah,
role.
right. And yeah, I agree. So, it's funny to think that our biggest issue this year so far has been the bullpen. Not our offense. So
Well, and 2 years ago, 2023, our bullpen was incredible. That's when Matt
yeah,
Brash was
yeah,
healthy.
yeah,
Munoz was just becoming just a nasty pitcher that we see today, among
yeah. The
some other things.
underrated. No
But
one cared
last
about
year,
Munoz,
yeah,
and then yeah,
looking back, I think that we've talked about some of the worst contracts that Jerry DePoto's ever given out. Like the AJ Pollock deal, the Mitch Garver deal. He's not playing horrible this year, but that
right,
Munoz extension might have been the best contract he's ever given out. Even better than Julio or Cal's, in my opinion.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, having a dominant closer similar to like Edwin Diaz, and you're
yeah,
only paying him like $6 million
dude,
this year, and this is like the year he's
yeah,
making the most money he's ever made. Stellar,
right,
amazing job.
yeah, for sure.
I wanted to talk about one more thing. We talked about DFAing Thornton. I think that's a very real possibility here soon. I think the Mariners have
Yeah,
shown that they're willing to drop some guys even if they're being paid money to get wins out of it. When
yeah.
when does Solano get looked at as a liability in this lineup?
I think he should already be getting looked at as a liability in this lineup. I mean, he's been the worst
But Devin, he had a
hitter.
double today.
Wow! Congratulations, your second hit of the season. Good job.
Seriously,
In a,
it
in
was
a
his first double, and he's now batting 114. Just to put it into perspective.
wow,
Yeah, yay!
114, crazy from our biggest offseason signing.
But
I,
at what point do we just look at him and say, "You're not contributing the way we need you to. You're gone."
yeah, I don't think I would right now, but I don't think they will yet, just
I don't think
because
so.
we just signed him, and but I think this seems too long for me, but by the All Star break, if
Yeah.
he's still the same or close to the same and has not picked it up, I think he's gone, or he has to be gone at
So
that point.
I agree that now is too early. I think the All Star break is entirely too late. I don't know if you looked at Lockleader's stats in AAA, but dude is hitting the ball. Last time he had
Yeah,
a
he
4 hit
is.
game. He's batting like 500 in the series against Sugar Land
Yeah,
right now. He is hitting the ball, and guess what? He's a righty, just like Solano. So if
yeah,
you really wanted to continue with this ongoing platoon at the first base role,
yeah. Then bring up
um,
Locklear.
bring up Locklear, and I think this is a matter of weeks at this point. I don't think we're quite to days yet. Solano again is batting over 100 now, and he was hitting below the whole season. So maybe they
Yeah.
give him maybe they give him another day or two. But I think we're at that point where he has maybe a week or two to turn things around and in a big way, or
hmm
he will be get released. And
I hope so. I
I'm
would be
not mad
fine with
about it.
that. I just don't think
I'm
it'll
not mad about
happen.
it.
But I think they should because we don't have beyond this year we don't have a first baseman. We
No,
have Tellez and Solano, and neither are future really members of this team at this point. So if at this point Tellez out of those two, Tellez is the better option right now.
yeah,
He can at least hit for power, and he's better defensively, I think, than
he plays
Solano is.
a much better defense, which is crazy because I mean
Yeah,
he has like 1,000 pounds in Solano, but I mean he plays
exactly,
so much
exactly.
better
But he's
defensively. That man can
yeah,
move at first base. I'll give him that.
he can. So right now, I'm putting Tellez at first base every day, regardless of the matchup. Um, and if Solano, wherever he can get his at bats, he still struggles. Why not bring up
Hmm.
Locklear? And
Yeah.
then what do you do? Like the platoon with Locklear and Tellez, or you let Locklear kind of see what he can do, and
Yeah,
Tellez just kind of be on the bench.
I still think you look at more at the platoon option, especially because Polo's not really playing against left-handed bats right now. Um, they're or yeah, against left-handed bats right now. There even could be room in there then for Locklear to get some DH time. So I think
Yeah,
with how hot he's been at AAA, with sending Solano down, bringing him up, he's going to play 3 out of 5 games. He's going to get his time at first base. He might get a few at bats at DH, pinch hitting opportunity. His confidence is so high right now with how he's hitting at AAA. You got to run with that momentum.
yeah, yeah. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
And he literally can't do worse than Solano. So,
No,
what do you have?
and if he
You
does,
have
I
the-
mean, then well, shit, we're in a really tough spot then. I mean, if
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at, then we are looking outside of the organization for first base help
for first
because
base help. I
we've
mean,
talked
exactly.
about it. You have to have a first baseman that can hit. Rowdy Tellez,
Right.
Rowdy Tellez had an amazing series in against the Blue Jays. Like that was
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Yeah.
he might have won himself another month on the roster just from that performance alone. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Solano's losing time every single day.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I agree. He is. And he's old too. So it's not like, at least in my opinion, I don't think he's really gonna have like a bounce back. I think it's kind of
No,
that's it.
I mean,
So
Mariners have been just atrocious at signing these guys who are in regression, and then for some reason they
yeah.
get them on their completely worse year. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen that in the
Exactly.
past. I know Mitch Garver's still on the team right now, but last year was horrible. We've seen it with Solano, AJ Pollock. What was that guy name? What was that guy's name? Our starting DH 2 years ago, Tommy LaStella. I mean, we've seen a bunch
God.
of these guys that are on the downward
Uh-huh.
slope of their careers come here hoping to be a decent sized role, and they just have never
Yeah.
produced. So I,
Yeah. Solano's falling
I'm
right into that.
third time's a charm. Solano's gone. Bring up Locklear, and I say run it. If you can drop Thornton for Brash, and then you drop Solano for Locklear, I mean, I
That's
think
improvement
that
right
we're going to see a
there.
lot of success in those roles.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I'm fine with that. I,
Overall, though, I mean, it's been, I know for you and I, it's been a breath of fresh air just to see this team really
as,
play some good games. I mean, we've talked about the offense. We've talked about how the pitching's finally coming around, even with all the
yep.
injuries and everything. It's just been really good to see. And who are we
Right.
even playing next? I forgot to take a look.
Angels.
Look at that. So we have a 2-game series against the Angels on Tuesday and Wednesday. So day off tomorrow.
Yep.
And then after that, we're heading for some more divisional rivals and the Rangers and the Athletics. So
Yeah.
some good balls coming up. We're in a really good spot of the year. Baseball's in full bloom. We're over 30 games in now, right? No, we're
Right.
not quite 30 games in yet. No, not quite. We're at
Are we
like
not?
28.
No. Close enough.
But regardless, we've been playing a lot of good baseball. Let's hope it keeps running. We got some tough series coming in the middle of May. The Blue
Yeah.
Jays are coming into town, which is always a treat. I know. We'll
Yeah.
see a lot of familiar faces there. Then the Yankees coming to town, and then we got the Padres. So,
That's a
um,
tough stretch right there.
yeah, we gotta take the series against the. Even if we split the series against the Angels, I'm not gonna be upset. It's 2 games.
Right.
We got to win the series against the Rangers and the Athletics. Um,
Yep.
we've been playing some really good baseball, and let's keep it going. I mean, these boys they're doing some really amazing
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah. They've surprised us all. I think I would
yeah,
say. So yeah. Let's keep it going.
especially after a 3-7 start, you would not. And you told me we were at the first in
Yeah.
the AL West nearing the end of April. I would have taken that bet. So
Yeah. Exactly. So that's it's an exciting time. It's got everyone. Everyone should be hyped right now. So it's a
yeah.
good time.
Well, that'll do it for our podcast today for the Talking Tridents. Thanks for watching, guys. Let us know what you think. Let us know when you think Julio is going to finally hit a stride among who is the next to be DFA'd and who's the next impact guy we're bringing up. So thanks again
Yep.
for watching. Go M's. Enjoy the off day tomorrow, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. See you guys next week.